In this video, I'm going to teach you the difference between a woman who attracts and a woman who chases. And very simply, the key difference is a woman who attracts is a woman who invests in themselves. That is literally the video. Okay. If you don't want to watch the rest of it, I understand because you're probably going to be like, what are you talking about? But if you are the kind of woman that actually wants to be able to attract more high quality, high value men in your life, if you want to attract the kind of body that you want, if you want to attract the kind of relationships, the kind of career, ultimately the quality of life that you've always wanted, this video is for you. Why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Aaron. I work for a matchmaking company where I speak to really successful men, millionaires and business owners and professionals who have told me exactly what they're looking for in a woman. I've done hundreds of interviews, over 500 at this point, and so I've seen patterns there. Also, I'm a man, so I have my own perspective. I've been in a couple long-term relationships, and I don't necessarily have a tough time meeting women or attracting women because I've invested in myself. Also, I have ADHD, fun fact. So this gives me the ability to read a room and read a person's energy and level of interest. And so I can read that very well in men and women. So those are a couple of different things. Um, and so if that sounds intriguing for you, let's get to the video. There are two types of women in this world: women who attract and women who chase. Now, if you're a woman who attracts, you're used to getting a lot of attention from men, and you're used to having the ability to choose one guy over another. Your best candidate, let's say. If you're a woman who chases, you are only left with whoever's into you, which the options might not be that great, or you have to actually actively go out and find men that are suitable for you. And a lot of the times, you drop your standards in order to secure somebody. Picture this, okay? You get invited to a party, and you're going to be one or the other of these two different people that I'm going to share the experience with, okay? The woman who chases and the woman who attracts. Let's paint the picture of the woman who chases first. You get invited to a party by your friend, and you dress up as nice as you can. Maybe you look at yourself in the mirror and you're not so happy with what you look like. You have a little bit extra weight, and you're just trying to look your best. You go to this party, the doors opens for you, and you walk in, and a couple people look at you, maybe some person recognizes you, and they say, "Hey, what's going on?" And you proceed to kind of walk around the room, and not much is going on. Not many people are looking to talk to you. Okay. You go to the bar, maybe you get a drink, and the night kind of just happens like this. You have a couple of nice conversations, and then you go home, right? Example one. Example two, you're a woman who attracts. You get invited to a party by multiple people, and they all tell you, we really want you to be there. And you're deciding whether or not to go to this party or another party. And ultimately, you decide, okay, I'll go to this one, at least to see what it's like. And you're mindful that tomorrow morning you got to wake up because you have a Pilates class at 7 a.m. and it's already 8:30 p.m. and you're like, you know what, let's go there for an hour and see what happens. So you look pretty good. You dress nice. You put on one of your favorite dresses and you look in the mirror and you're like admiring yourself for a second. You say, wow, all those Pilates classes and the nutrition plan that I got from my coach and all those days of yoga and steps really paid off. So you're proud of yourself. You're happy. You get to this party, and before you even get upstairs to this party, the doorman smiles at you and says, "Welcome, madame," holds the door for you, and you go in, and you can tell he's admiring your beauty. You open the door to the party, and immediately the eyes are on you, and you're used to it. People are staring at you, guys and girls. The girls, you can tell, are a little bit jealous. The guys, you can tell they want you. They want to talk to you. They want the opportunity to be around your presence. They're kind of drawn in. It's almost like a magnet. And you can tell that most of the guys would rather be talking to you than talking to whoever they're talking to at the moment. And the guys that have girlfriends are having a tough time keeping their eyes on their girls and they're trying to look at you. Anyways, the night goes on and Anywhere you seem to go, heads start turning towards you. Guys are walking up to you and saying, "Hey, what do you do? Where are you from?" One guy even walks up awkwardly and says, "Hey, listen, I had to say hello. I just think you're so beautiful." And you're weighing your options at this point. You're single, you're investing in yourself, you have a good job, but you're not sure if you want a relationship right now. Ultimately, you leave. You leave at 10:30 p.m. after a couple of hours, and three or four guys have gotten your Instagram. One guy even begged for your phone number, and you're just going to think about it for a little bit because you have the options. Now, these two examples that I've given you are vastly different, and you are either a woman that is on one side or the other. You're going to know exactly what side you're on. Or maybe you've experienced both in your life. Maybe you used to be in better shape, or maybe you used to be a little bit, you know, on the heavier side and you've lost weight and you're starting to get more attention. My whole point of this is if you are the woman that has gotten no attention, you're the first example, you can be the second example. I'm not here to tell you that every single person watching this video can become a supermodel because it's impossible. They're like 1% of the population, if not less. And frankly, do you even want to be a supermodel? Most of them are kind of depressed anyways. Well, a lot of them. The difference between the woman that doesn't attract and the woman that does is the woman that attracts is investing in herself. She invests in her health, fitness, and her personal well-being. She takes Pilates classes, she goes to the gym, she has a regimen, she goes to sleep on time, she wakes up at a certain time, she gets sunlight. She is actively investing in herself. She buys books. She's reading different books at different times of the day. Anywhere she goes, she has a notebook and she's taking notes. She's reflecting. Maybe she's gone to therapy. She understands that in order to get to a certain place, you need to do the work, right? The woman that doesn't attract, the woman that has to chase, is a woman that spends more time complaining about how shitty the options are and how there are no good men left in her city. Mm-mm-mm. You must invest in yourself. Because when you invest in yourself, other people want to invest with you. Not only does the woman who attracts invest in herself, she is actively trying to make the world a better place. She's a positive person who spreads good vibes only. And where does that come from? It comes from being in a good place herself. And so when you invest in yourself, you invest in your mentality, you invest in your mindset. You only surround yourself with people that actually want to see you win. You don't complain or condemn or criticize. In fact, you just spread positive, valuable, good vibes everywhere you go. So, how do you become the kind of woman that attracts high quality, high value men? I got some notes here and I'm going to teach you. They invest in their appearance, high quality skincare, good sleep. They invest in their health. They go to the gym. They spend a little bit more money on good foods and they don't eat the wrong foods. No junk food. Maybe from time to time, but for the most part, they're eating good. And they go to the gym. They have actually fallen in love with different forms of activity. These women are always learning. From the guys that I speak to, they want a woman that is a little bit well read, that can keep up with conversations and be curious and intellectually curious. They don't need you to be a genius, but the more books you read, the more attractive you become. I promise you. I am way more attracted to a woman who reads than a woman who doesn't. You don't need to be a genius, like I said. Just pick up a book from time to time about something that you're interested. So once in a while, you can teach the guy something too, right? They have high standards. They filter the men. They have standards for themselves. A guy has to treat me this way. He has to have these values. He has to take care of himself. He has to look fit. And trust me, those entrepreneurs, successful guys, to get to the 1%, it takes a lot of work. You got to improve your fitness. You got to make a certain amount of money. You got to have certain values that lead to the growth in your life. And they're selective. High value women, they're not going around sleeping with every other guy. They are very selective of the people that they spend time around and the people that they are intimate with because energy flows both ways. And they have confident energy that comes from all of these different things that they do on a day-to-day basis. That's what confidence is, being able to do the things that you say you're going to do, versus a woman that doesn't attract. And this might be you. You wait around to be chosen, but it seems like the people that are trying to choose you, you don't want. You lower your standards in order to get somebody because you feel lonely. And maybe you end up marrying somebody that you're not so happy with. I've seen it time and time again. Why do you think divorces are so prevalent now? Either the man or the woman drops their standards because they have fear of missing out, which comes from internal inadequacy and feelings of no self-worth or low self-worth. They repeat bad patterns. You ever heard the woman that says, all my exes are trash? They were saying more about themselves than they're saying about the guys in their past. Because if you keep picking the same kind of partners, you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I need to change about myself? Because the partner that you have in your life is a reflection of who you are at that moment or who you think you are at that moment. And they wake up with regret. They wake up at 38, 39, 40, and they realize I should have invested in myself earlier and I should have actually gotten to where I wanted to earlier. Now, how do you become this woman? You could literally just do the things that I told you. Do some research, ask AI, hire a coach for fitness, hire a coach for giving you the tools to attract these kind of men, hire a dating coach, hire a relationship coach. You can do all that. Or you can just sign up for my school community. I have a community that I've built that is literally $2 a day. For $2 a day, you get tools on how to attract high value men. You get help with your fitness and your lifestyle. I've been a fitness coach for a couple of years now, and I've coached a lot of high level executives and high performers. And you get a community of women that are trying to do the same thing. Now, you don't have to join my community. What I will tell you is that it'll make your life a lot easier and you will get to your goals faster. But ultimately, as long as you do the things that I mentioned before, you invest in yourself, you always stay learning, maybe travel once in a while to open up your horizons. Only hang around people that are good for you and not people that are bad for you. You do the work in terms of reflection, asking yourself deep questions, meditation. You do those things, you will get to that result. If you want it to be done faster with a supportive community, link in my bio, underneath in the comments, and we'll help you out. Ask yourself, which woman do you want to be? The one that goes to the party and doesn't have the best time, maybe stays a little bit too late, and by the time you go home, you realize you didn't really meet anybody you liked and nobody really liked you? Or do you want to be the woman that always attracts? The choice is yours. Peace, love, and blessings. Bye.